let's cover now the projects feature in Judah Hub and Pumas in the cloud. If you go over to the main homepage, to the left, there's the projects icon here. And here you can see all of the public projects from all of your coworkers that are in the same Judah Hub deployment SEO. So here I can see from Jacob, from Ronan, and everyone else. So we can see the active one, the finished, and the archived project as well. So let's create a new project. I go here, and of course, I want to do a shared project because I want to invite my collaborators. Let's give it a name. So my fancy project. And then we can say this is a very nice and fancy project. And I can put tags the same way as I did with the data set. So let's say that this is a PK, i.e., let's say that this is a single dose. There you go. And the default application, I'm going to be using Pumas for this project because this is a PK project. It's a modern project. So I'm going to use Pumas as a default application. And I can choose collaborators. So let's invite someone here. Let's say, okay, I have VJ here. So let's add VJ as a collaborator. And we can also give access roles. So this is a kind of access that our users will have, and also specific users. So here, I can choose VJ to be a viewer. That means that VJ cannot edit, has only view privileges. If I give editor, it means that VJ can edit the project in his local state, but he cannot alter the global state of the project, because projects are a way for us to do version control with a global state that is shared across all collaborators and a local state that is only available to a specific collaborator. If I give him owner, he will be able to update the global state with his currently local state. So let's give VJ editor for now. And of course, I can give view access to all of other users that are logged in to my deployment. In this case, it's just the Judah Hub. So this is a very fancy project. I'm not going to give access to other users, just either a viewer or editor. I'm going to just give editor role to my colleague, VJ. And I can also choose the resources. So here, I can add folders. So this is going to be the cold folder. And of course, I can add more folders if I want to. And I can also choose to add either cold folders or datasets. So let's add a dataset. This is going to be our data. There you go. So once I have everything, all of those things set up, I can create a project. So there you go. Once this project is created, I can connect, or I can also rename. And if I could here on my fancy project, I can have a look at all of my metadata. I can manage the resources, manage the permissions, edit the metadata. So all of those things, for example, manage resources. I can change those resources that are allocated. I can change the order if I want to. I can add more folders, delete folders, and so on. So let's go back. And if I manage permissions, I can change the permissions. I can add more users. So I can add, let's see, I can add for example, this user here, or He's now a viewer, and I can remove other permissions as well. I can also mark as complete or archive this project once I'm done. So let's take a look at the code folder. Right now, we don't have anything in the code folder. And let's take a look at the data folder. So right now, we don't have any data sets. I can either upload new, which is going to follow the same procedure that we just saw in upload a new data set, or I can choose data sets that are already submitted. So let's find ours here. There you go. So our IV single dose is going to be the data set exclusive for this project. So we can attach existing data sets, or we can upload new data sets to be the project's data set that are only available to the users that have access to this project. So was okay, this is good. Now let's connect to our project. So I'm going to click on the connect button here. And this is going to open a new Pumas instance. Of course, the default app is Pumas. That's why it's launching a Pumas instance. I can go back, and in the drop-down menu, as you can see, I can open other Julia Hub apps that are available to me. But the default button is going to open a Pumas app because that was the default that I set when I created the project. One thing that we should notice is let's do a pwd function. This is the function that will print the working directory, pwd. And as you can see, we are not in the code folder anymore. We are in a folder called projects, the UUID, the unique identifier for the project, which is this string here, long string, and then we have the code folder. So these are how projects are stored in memory, in data. For the user, they are stored in a project's folder and the UID folder of the user. And so here, this code folder is pretty much the same folder as this code that I created. So now if I come here and I create, I don't know, let's do base model.jl. And this is my base model. I'm gonna just import Pumas. So this is pretty much just a single line of code using Pumas. And let's go back. So I create a file and I added this file. So let's go back to the project and let's refresh this. So let's go back here. Now, as you can see, we have a new base model file that was created and has this toggle here, this asterisk, showing us that this is a new file. And this is my local state because I'm viewing my local files. But I have a global state. That is the global state that all users in this project have as the global state of the project. So if I switch to global, as you can see, we don't have a base model.jl file here. So let's switch back to local. Now, suppose that I'm done with this script and my workflow is done and I need to update the global state of the project with my local state. So pretty much what I do is I click on the publish button. So let's publish it. And now, as you can see, we don't have anything new. And if I switch to the global state, you can see that I have a base model in the global state that was modified pretty much the same time as my local state. So right now, I updated the global state with my local state, and I can ask other users, okay, I'm done with the project. It's now your time to use this model, or to you'll pass the baton to a colleague for him to do his part of the workflow. And once he's done, he can also update the global state with his local state. Just a caveat, only users that are owners can update the global state. So suppose that now another user needs to do a part of the workflow and he needs to, after that, update the global state. You need to come here, manage permissions, and then you need to give this user the owner role. So now this user, he can update the global state. Now suppose I'm working in my local state and I did some screw up. So let's come here and say are coming. So this is my big screw up. I did something wrong here. And I pretty much, my local state is not optimal. So I did something and I don't want. So let's go back here. As you can see, our base model has a kind of a UI change here. So we have this gray icon here showing that this file was changed, and the changes that was done, it was modified. So and for modified. And okay, I pretty much did something stupid that I've an error, and I want to discard my local state, and I want to override it with the previous global state. So what I do is I click the reset button, and resetting your files from the global state will discard any local changes. Yes, I want to do this, so I click again on the big red button called reset. And right now, as you can see, yeah, it was resetted. And if I go back to my base model, there I go. My comment, which was my big screw up, was removed. So I can pretty much have a clean slate, which is the same as the global state. And then I can follow on from this one. So that's pretty much it, how I use the projects feature. Of course, once I have a user that has done something and I need to build upon what he has done and he has updated the global state, I need to reset again to get back his changes from the global state. So that's how we use the project's feature to do collaborative working with version control in Pumas in the cloud. I hope you enjoyed.